Another NBA season's behind us, and Giannis said, "F a super team, I am the super team." In an era where disgruntled men are linking up faster than a January 6th meet and greet, it's refreshing to see the culmination of one man's journey from rags to riches, and doing it all on one team. So there's hope, Dame, if you don't request a trade. So today we'll discuss this culmination and recap the NBA Finals. We'll also discuss the life cycle of Mike Budenholzer's termination papers. May they rest in peace. The way the series started, we thought these sentiments would be a bit different, and we'd be talking about Chris Paul's journey. The Suns came in on a mission and took games 1 and 2 holding serve at home. Chris Paul and Devin Booker were too potent, the team looked unstoppable. The Bucks opened up a can in game 3, but barely avoided a 1-3 hole when they took game 4 to tie the series. A tie series with home teams winning out is perfectly normal, but everything changed in game 5. Phoenix looked primed to blow the doors off the game with an early double-digit lead, but Milwaukee got white hot for the rest of the game and they hit 3 after 3 to get back in the game and then take the lead. Play of the game, and perhaps the series, was Jrue Holiday snatching the ball from Booker like it was never his and feeding it to the Greek freak to basically ice the game. This will go down as one of the all-time greatest defensive plays in NBA Finals history. Game 6 was basically a formality, or a fatality. The Suns were setting. They were a beaten team and it showed. Sure, they fought back here and there. There was a freak from Greece putting the team on his back like Atlas. Giannis dropped 50 with 14 rebounds and 5 blocks, and he hit his free throws, almost all of them. The mark of true greatness is overcoming your weaknesses at the most urgent of times. Shaq used to do it. You'd almost forget how goofy he looked shooting free throws. But back to Giannis. He delivered probably the all-time greatest finals performance on both sides of the floor that we had ever seen. We've had our criticisms about him. We said he was all athleticism, but has never done much to improve his game. But he showed us something different in this series and this entire playoff run. He's here, and he's great. The Bucks winning is a breath of fresh air. They're far removed from their last championship in the 70s that most of us weren't around to see. Not even me. The only good Bucks team I remember in my lifetime was a Ray Allen, Glenn Robinson squad. They almost bumped Iverson out of the conference finals, but that's as far as they had gone. It's great seeing new teams winning titles. Let's enjoy this while we can. Them super teams will be back next year. The Lakers will be healthy out west, the Nets out east, and the fun and games are probably over. But for now, what a year. It's been a year about survival with all the injuries and COVID protocols. The Bucks are your survivors. They displayed a physical toughness and a mental toughness that I never knew they had. Over the years, they've been the mental version of Mr. Glass and always cracked under the pressure to the point that this was going to be a make or break season for Mike Budenholzer. But the team answered the call, and it wasn't just Giannis. Whenever a big shot was needed, Chris Middleton delivered. Jrue Holiday was a pest on defense and hit big shots in his own right. So the Bucks are your 2021 NBA champions. And I said it was going to be Phoenix. I was wrong. I was very, very wrong. So now that the season's over, there's the glaring question that we've all been thinking. You have, and so have I. What happened to those termination papers that we know was drawn up by Bucks management? This is how I envisioned the tragic life of those documents. Bucks management got together, and rich people drinks were passed around and consumed. Frustrated by playoff failure, they make the decision that there will be a fall guy this year. Mike Budenholzer actually gets more out of his teams than he really should. He had a Hawks team as a number 1 seed a few years ago that had no business being a number 1. He's a student of Greg Popovich, and it shows the way his offenses flow. But back to the story. John Horst, the Bucks GM, gets together with the Bucks ownership team and they decide months ago that Budenholzer's done. It's just a matter of what round they get bumped out of in the playoffs. They do a preliminary search for a replacement coach, and by preliminary, I mean a Google search in incognito mode, so nobody knows. So they have a few replacements lined up based on their Wikipedia pages. Horst has his assistant draw up the termination documents using their standard template for terminations. They've done this many times. papers are locked and loaded. It's just a matter of time. I mean, they're facing the Heat in the first round. They got owned by the Heat last year. But this time around, the Bucks get janitorial on the Heat and dominate in a quick sweep. Okay, no problem. Just change the date on the docs. But the assistant admits to never having saved the word docs and has to draw them up all over again. Horst is annoyed. But here comes the next round, and there's no way they're beating the Nets. But the Nets' muscles, tendons, and ligaments convert into paper mache, and they can't overcome it and lose the series in 7. The papers were saved this time. The assistant had them ready to change the dates. After all, the Hawks are playing at a high level, and they just sent the Sixers and Ben Simmons' scared ass shopping for fishing supplies. Them termination papers are printed out and sit in Horst's office. But Giannis goes down. Trae Young goes down. Shoot, which banged up team is winning the series? Milwaukee supporting cast answers the call, while Atlanta's goes right to voicemail. Bucks in the finals. Can't justify firing him now, can they? So the docs were tossed in the trash, but that might have been a little premature. Suns go up 2-0 and look like a team destined to be champions. Bucks might lose in a short series. Oops. Papers get pulled out of the trash and flattened out. But the Bucks tie the series, and we hit the all-important Game 5. Bucks show the resolve reserved for champions and steal the game. They close it out in front of their fans, and Budenholzer, an understudy of Greg Popovich, is an NBA champion by beating Monty Williams, another Greg Popovich understudy. And that's that. Them papers went through the shredder faster than the Ninja Turtles. Coaching search history quickly removed from Google. The papers will be recycled and make its way into a ream that'll be good and ready for the next time Bucks management is ready to fire Mike Budenholzer, perhaps in 2024. For now, RIP termination documents. And this marks the end of this NBA season. Let's hope for an interesting offseason, and please, a healthier season next year. And that's the end of this video. Thank you for tuning in. As a reminder, I'll be mainly talking about football and basketball on this channel. We will start changing gears to the NFL, talk about how well your team handled the offseason so far. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell, follow my Instagram and Twitter, where I might have a stupid rant here or there, I don't know yet, I'm still toying around with it. But anyway, till next time, you're dismissed. Peace.